feel like satire in 2023, is that, you've been at the show, you've seen the Daily Show kind of evolve over a lot of times. And when you joined the show, there wasn't anyone else doing it, kind of. There wasn't TikTok, there wasn't Instagram.
Oh, no, there wasn't those things.
Right. So it wasn't a bunch of, like assholes on talking about, like trying to do satire but it up all the time. And so...
What?
Sorry, now I'm just attacking a bunch of people on social media.
I think you're now attacking the entire population of TikTok for trying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I'm down. I'm hosting for one day. Come at me, TikTok.
I was distracted, but is that a monogram shirt? What? Did you have a monogram shirt?
Oh, yeah. That's
a very fancy shirt, Ronny.
Oh, yeah. This one is, I got this shirt made in New York City, Chinatown.
Wow.
And he's a legit tailor. And then he asked me if I wanted my Chinese name embroidered on it. I was like, go for it. And then now it just looks like a mustard stain. Yeah, it doesn't look like my surname.
It does look a little bit like a mustard stain.
I made a
it's a very stylish mustard stain.
Thank you. Yeah, did you guys get fancy suits when you...
No, we got no suits. We were not given any... I'd never owned a suit.
Check out this boomer. Coming on the Daily Show, telling us how good we have it now.
You
about
really
camera.
do.
We didn't have a desk.
We had to buy
We
our
didn't
own
have
suit.
cameras.
I had to go to a place to buy a suit. And doing field pieces, you wreck them all the time. For years here, we did not. There's nothing that made ex-correspondents more angry than hearing that we got free suits when we did. And that was the thing that bothered them the most. It was, no, you should have to go into the hole every year just to get a presentable suit. Now look at you. You're all spiffy.
Now
Did the show pay for that?
Yeah, the show.
This somehow.
Okay, so hi.
It's great to meet you.
You too. Oh my God, it's so crazy that we've never met before, So I'm pretty sure you know that I'm totally obsessed with you.
I've seen some clips.
Would you like to see the big clip that they made of our love?
Take a look.
Steve Kornacki is the sexiest nerd on TV. When he would grab that thing and be like, no, and then mark on the board, I was like, oh God, just keep solving the problems, Mr. Kornacki.
God damn it, that is just sexy to me. What, is that a 7? Is that a 7, Steve?
When he pulled that calculator, I was like, what? You gonna tell me the exact answer?
Your khakis and your Gap shirt and your regular tie, dude, and your two-tone belt, you belong to us.
I am so embarrassed, but not really. I got you a little present.
Yes.
It's a calculator.
All right.
I put your name on the back. It's pretty long, but it's okay.
Thank you.
So we can figure those things
Maybe
out now.
look for this next election.
Yes! Oh my God! If you use my calculator, I'm gonna lose it.
One time, we was remember when you got caught stealing the orange strawberry?
Oh, goodness. Are you still gonna... Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we go to the supermarket. Omar was a shoplifter, and I didn't know this. I found out he was a shoplifter, and we went in the store.
It was a store on 42nd Street.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Mitch went, and I felt like I should be,
This was at the time when Do the Right Thing was out. Yeah. And the man said, we get to the counter, and and I go pay for my chips, and Omar's at the counter, and the guy goes, what about the juice in your pocket?
And I said, what juice?
And the guy goes, the juice right in your
and
pocket.
And Marvin goes, yeah, what juice?
No,
and they turned it to Do the Right Thing.
Yeah, we was like, man, you doing it because we black.
Yeah.
You doing it because he's dark-skinned. You ain't messing with me because I'm light-skinned. The dark-skinned brother, because he's a different color dark black, you gonna blame him. And then the guy's going
Meanwhile,
right there.
I'm sweating bricks because I got the juice in my pocket.
And Omar goes in his pocket. He don't pull out a juice. It wasn't like a little juice. He pulled out like a 96-ounce bottle of juice. And I saw this, and I immediately went, oh, my God. I'm telling everybody. I left the store. The next day, Omar came to school. I laughed so hard. The next day, Omar came to school. And everybody kept walking up to him. There was like a crack. He was on the escalator, and all he heard was, "Omar got caught stealing. Omar got caught stealing. Omar got caught stealing. Orange, strawberry, banana juice." You were so mad. You were so mad.
What is an instant red flag for a dating profile?
Okay, there's some things. A man holding a fish.
Why?
No deal.
Wait, he loves nature.
No, something weird about it. Also, girl on a horse. No.
Okay.
Horse girls.
Okay.
They're a bit.
What about Machu Picchu guy? I have a lot of guy friends that are like sunglasses Machu Picchu.
Oh, what is Machu Picchu?
It's in Peru. It's like a.
Oh,
yeah.
when they're near the pyramids or something.
It's kind of like it's not the pyramid. That's in Egypt, but
okay.
Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
But it is like a civilization built into a mountain. But they'll be like at the top of it, and they're just like, I'm Mike, and it's just like sunglasses.
Like they're saying they've climbed this and they might climb you.
I think what they're. Well, okay.
Is that?
I thought
That could be hot. That could be hot to
I think it was more like I'm like well traveled and I'm interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can read lots of things. I mean, I definitely, when I was on the apps, I would look at people's photos and try to like work out things about them, and if I thought they were like cool.
Really?
Or not. Yeah. But sometimes you can never tell, and some of them do have a criminal record.
How many criminals have you dated?
A couple.
Oh my God.
I do have the number of the FBI.
What?
Because they volunteered to check people out for me. Yeah.
Okay, we're putting. Okay, Fluid the app here. Wait, what?
Yeah.
You have the FBI.
I don't know whether they do this for all actors, but they're like, if you ever want to background check somebody, you let us know their name and their number, and so I did. It turns out that guy had an assault charge from Chicago.
Oh no.
And then I said, how bad is that? Because he was quite hot. And then they go, I wouldn't let my daughter date him. So I said, okay, and I ended it. So the FBI has really helped me.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying.
Now, I'm pretty sure you get this question all the time, but I'm going to ask it because I'm crazy. Do you know you fine as hell? You're like one of those guys in high school that don't know that they're cute.
Oh, I know. And I knew back then too. So the thing is, I don't know if you get some of you will get this, where you walk past a shiny surface like a reflection and you catch a glimpse of yourself and you're like,
nice.
Who's that? What's he doing in here? Why is he looking at me like that? I'm not going to say no.
You told a horrible date story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the one that like almost gave Al Roker a heart attack.
Yeah, for the second time.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I didn't know about the first one.
Yes, no, I don't know. I just made that up. I totally made that up. No, you did. But it was a great story. And has that guy ever come back?
No, but everyone's looking for him. Everyone's looking for him because he's a famous man. Basically, there was an incident with he took 3 steps into my apartment, passed out, and had a seizure, and all of his front teeth broke and flew across my apartment, and I had to call 911, which was actually really exciting if you're English and you've seen it done in the movies. But I did that. The police come in, and the ambulance and the fire brigade, and everyone's trying to resuscitate him. They bring him back to, and they're like, "Sir, have you taken anything?" He's like, "Yeah, I've had a little bit of cocaine, but I always take cocaine." And I was like, "Oh, red flag, red flag." And they were like, have you taken anything else? And he was like, no. And they start pulling the blanket over his body, and as they go past his penis, he gets rock hard, and he looks at me like bleeding with such regret and goes, I might have had some Viagra. Toothless and disgrace.
Oh, such a beautiful first date story. Yeah.
So you got a new show on HDTV where you and your wife are renovating homes.
Oh yeah.
Back in your hometown. It's called what's the name of it?
It's called
By the Block, right?
I always get it mixed up.
And it's coming out this summer, right?
Yeah, it's called Blacks Buying the Block Back. Okay. No, it ain't called that. It's got. I'm finna get in trouble.
What about Jokic? We gotta talk about Joker. I wrote some stuff about Joker. Right here. Here you go. This is Giannis giving Jokic that trash talk.
Joker, how are you gonna make it through the finals where you look like you can barely make it through a Burger King drive-thru?
Let's go. This is what we want! This is America! Yes! Keep going.
Jokic, I love your game.
No! Kevin Durant, let's go.
You keep joining super teams to win an NBA title. How about we work out together sometime so I can teach you how to carry your own team?
Oh! You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that one. It was like a little simpler.
KD, where's the camera?
Where's the camera?
KD, you're one of the best scorers to ever play this game. I respect your game. You know, you've led by example for 15 years. So you were
You
were my favorite player growing up.
I hate this. Entertain me.
I respect your game. I'm sorry.
No. All right, do the LeBron one, and we're gonna get out of here. But make this one count.
LeBron, I love your game, man.
No.
Hey,
what is this? You're
LeBron,
not part of it. No.
I love your game. You're the king for a reason. GOAT just broke the all-time scoring record. Keep doing what you're doing, man. He's a blueprint. You're a blueprint, man.
My son is 7 years old, and he is a huge fan of the book series. It's one of the first books that he actually read. He wrote a question that he would like. Yes, he would like to. He has a question about Frog and Toad. Frog and Toad, gay? He asked it.
Listen, perhaps it was a different time when Arnold Lobel wrote these books, and we found out later that it was his way of working through some things that he was trying to figure out, where the world said he couldn't be who he wanted to be. He wrote Frog and Toad so he could experience and show love in a way that he couldn't in real life. And so it works as a friendship, and it also works as a tender love story with amphibians. It works both ways.
That's right.